going into the second challenge, it was pretty much like the first challenge was. And I knew that Christina, myself, and Amit would do a lot of work.
For me, I was kind of like, man, I'm not team captain, so I don't want to like go out of my bounds and do something and people be mad at me, you know, because I don't want anyone to be mad at me. But I'd say we delegated things pretty well, or at least I hope we did.
Well, we were given $60 that we could use to buy ingredients, buy supplies, everything. We could only take 3 people to the store because 4 people had to be in the room. And I went so that way I knew what ingredients were going to be bought.
Once the 4 of us that stayed in the room were still there, we kind of tried to figure out what we could try to do to help things out a little bit more.
Yeah, check for foil.
Right. Okay, step 2, we gotta try and figure out a design ideas for our posters, I think.
You know, something?
Well, I'm not exactly an artiste, but I can at least come up with a couple of base ideas, possibly. So let's see here. I'm thinking maybe for
He doesn't think that we need like baggies and stuff for the. We can't just. What are we gonna do? Take a spatula. Here's your food. No.
Hey, we did this last time, guys. This is all part. This is the fun part. This is getting the mold.
It's not fun when the
It's
captain's
not fun
taking
when one
advantage of
person
the captain
being
and
like
being mean
Hitler.
to everybody and not listening. Every single person had something to say to him. He took it all out of his head and walked out of the room saying, "I'm doing this, and you guys aren't. I'm not gonna listen to what you're saying," and that's not fair.
It's so easy to blame the leader. Someone's always looking for a scapegoat.
I don't hold that much baking experience, but I do. I'm pretty much an entrepreneur.
I want to know if he won the baking contest. I was in baking school or whatever he said. What was it, baking contest?
I don't know. We just need to make sure we stick to our jobs, and we need to find each other, our weaknesses, and then where we're weak, we'll support each other, and where we're strong, we'll take the lead, because that's just the right thing to do. Speak up for someone who can't speak for themselves.
And that's what we were trying to do, but Zach was all about himself.
I know the girls they're explaining it to me, and they say, well, he just walked out of here and blah, 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 this and that. And I was kind of laughing on the inside because, they're just arguing when they can be doing something productive.
He can't read our minds. He's a person. So
he wasn't reading our minds. We were saying what was on our mind, and he was blanked out.
We can do this. So let's just start strategizing. And
at the end of the day, guys, he may have the power, but if we fail this challenge, we have the power to vote his ass out. So
everyone, when we had a chance, hit up each person's own networks to try and get some people to come and help us support our mystery charity. I need to talk to you. It's about the Freshman 15. I have a job for you to do to help us out with this challenge. What I need you to do, hit Facebook, pass the word on to all the other St. Francis alums that are here at UT, and have them come to our bake sale at the South Lounge in the Student Union. Everything we're selling is going to donation. So, all right, thanks a lot, John. Yeah, bye. Okay, I got this. Okay, John's going to pass the word on to any St. Francis alum that is here at UT via Facebook. I called a couple of 3 people. I've heard back from 2 of them so far. I've asked them to pass the word around Facebook to their high school friends, current and college buddies, some people from elementary school, via Facebook or however they can. Pass the word around that Team 1 needs their help with this challenge. We're treating this like how they would on the Celebrity Apprentice. I've seen that show before, and I know that they touch their networks. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. All right, they got that.
Zach came back with, I don't want to say a bunch of nothing, but a bunch of nothing.
He came with 8 boxes of margarine.
I was not smart enough to look on the back of the boxes to see that you did not need margarine, which I thought you had to have margarine. So I brought a little too much margarine for that, which we only used I think 2 sticks. That was for a big batch of Rice Krispie treats. But, you know, other than the margarine issue, everything was used and everything, you know, went really well.
When they came back, I started instantly cooking everything because I didn't want to waste time. I wanted to get everything done. I felt that we had so much time, I wanted to get everything done and perfect. And I felt that if I had done it, I would help things go along.
Once we actually got our baking materials, it was, I guess the saying was true, too many cooks in the kitchen. Everyone was trying to do one thing in a sense.
You know, everybody pitched in with making and mixing and rolling and, you know, bagging, tagging, the whole deal. Even with the flyers and such, people helped pitch in with that.
Since I had a computer, I pretty much was obligated to write a flyer. And so I wrote it and I left it there on so people can see it.
Okay, number one, it's just going to be black and white. And if that's printed out, it's not going to show up like dollars because it's yellow.
Okay, yeah.
So go ahead and just make it one color. And then take off the support those you want to in this competition.
You don't like that?
No, because it's like advertising for both teams. Just say
I
buy from team 2. Even though you have team 2
support us in this competition.
Support team 2.
Support team 2?
Yeah, support team 2.
Alright, it makes sense.
When I'm checking this, I'm not looking at it for like what he has on it because it's pretty much self-explanatory with, you know, the day, the time, the place, which every flyer should be. What I was worried about is that he had color on it, and yellow when you're printing out something does not come out right, and we only have black and white to work with.
Hopefully my buzz can help pull through with advertisement on Facebook because of the nights of the sales. I'm saying this too much, I know, but just, you know what I mean?
I would say Joe was a distraction in the first challenge, but in the second challenge, people were kind of like, oh, okay, this is Joe.
Mostly I try to lighten a mood if something seems to be a little bit dead, or if I just, for some reason, pops into my head for some reason, I just pop out a song. Yes, baby. You're frozen. You're going. I lost my shoe.
Dude, don't crush the cookies.
I lost my shoe. How did I lose my shoe? No wonder I lost my shoe. I'm wearing my slippery stuff. Sorry, I had to take your seat for a sec.
Did you get flour? Is that it right there?
Flour?
Yeah.
You don't need flour.
You do need flour. Did you get flour for our baking?
I've taken some baking contests for the county fair. I've actually done really well with that over the past 3 years. So that, you know, I kind of do, but, you know, of course I'm doing everything homemade, where I haven't touched the box stuff. So it's a little bit different.
Time out, these do not need any flour.
Yeah, oh my god! He's the master chef and he won cooking competitions, but I'm sorry, these are cookies that are pre-made. He burnt some of them, like he's obviously no master chef. And I kept being mean to him, I kept teasing him, I kept saying, you do it, like I just kept calling him master chef, which was probably getting on his nerves, but I thought I was funny, like I was laughing at myself.
No, you guys!
That wasn't. Oh, it's in the trash now.
No, seriously, I don't think it's supposed to do that. Like, watch, what if I'm like, I bend over and whisk something?
Well, if it's not supposed to, well, we gotta work with it now.
Our plan right now is to look classy, look a little bit professional. If everyone's gonna like try and dress up as best they can, I'm gonna wear like my old school uniform from St. Francis. Frank's gonna throw on a button-up shirt.
We're all going to be there, and there's going to be a couple people at the tables who sell and take money, and the rest of us are going to be scattering throughout the student union, maybe possibly to other buildings or something, but mainly in the student union, just advertising saying, hey, there's a bake-off, come support our table, come support our team. This is all going to charity, and, you know, this is, you know, what better way to, you know, gain the freshman 15. There's no sweeter way.
As a leader, I think I've done a pretty darn good job with, you know, getting everything done, because now, like I said, we're getting done and we're, you know, ahead of schedule. So with that, it's going good.